Detective Fungi here. We're back with another paint tutorial. For this, we're going to focus on another environment base. Because I have done snow bases before, we're going to go with ice. So what we're going to do with this, we're going to start off with texture paint, Modern Earth. So you may be wondering, why is there a, why are you using a, Modern Earth? Well, it crackles just like the other crackle paints. I'm just basically going to pat it down a little bit with my brush. The reason why I'm using my brush is so that way, because this is more like a paste, so you can just dry it quickly, just dry it. There you go. And we are going to cover this whole base with black, but don't worry, we're just going to take our time and just base it neatly. Alright, and that's, hold on, let me get a little more paste. You might want to need a thick coat, but not too thick. Alright, there we go. The Modern Earth is now dry. We're now going to base coat all over the base using Corax White. So what we're going to do, some Corax White. What we're going to do, just leave this on the base, and we're going to cover this all over the base, including the texture. Reason being is because for making an ice base, we will need a little bit of crackle paint, or a little bit of crackle texture, but we want the white to remain the color. It might remain the main color. Alright, there we go. That's the base coat done. So basically, as I have pulled this base right here, it's now base coated. What we're going to do is going to start basically just get the ice effect going. So what we're going to do, we're going to start off with applying Pilar Glacier. Pilar Glacier is basically a blue paint that is very, very transparent, so that way it gives it the effect of ice, which is exactly what we want. What we're going to do is basically, if you look right here, for this half, we're going to go zigzag, kind of like this. We're going to use Pilar Glacier. Pilar Glacier. All over these areas, like so, to get that subtle ice effect. And on for the other side, while I put this away, we're basically going to use Frost Heart. So you may be wondering, what's the point of the Frost Heart? Well, it's to give us a little bit of variations in different tones of the ice. Frost Heart. Get a little bit, and what we're going to do, just shade the rest of it with Frost Heart. And when to make the blend a little more smooth, we're going to clean off our brush. And while the brush is still wet, we are now going to blend these together. Just blend them on the middle edge like so. Just loosely blend. There we go, and that's the shade, and that's the shading done on our ice base. Our contrast paint's now dry. We are now going to apply a dry brush to the base. For this, we're going to use a light dry brush of White Scar. So what we're going to do, check out the paint like so. What we're going to do, get some White Scar, and what we're going to do, just get some on our dry brush. We don't need much, just a little bit. There we go, just a little bit. We're going to dry brush it. So what we're going to do is going to do a little light dry brush, if I can hold it. We're going to do a nice light dry brush all over the base. See, as you can see here, the dry brush is picking out the texture, and also adding a little bit of a natural white highlight to the base of this, to the ice. Alright, that's the base dry brushed. So and also, while we're at it, just to give the base a little bit of a nice ice wasteland feel, what we're going to do, we're just going to take our medium texture tool, and what we're going to do, we're going to apply a texture paint. We're going to use Valhalla Blizzard. This texture paint is obviously going to resemble snow. What we're going to do, we're going to take, at this point, you can also just choose as much or as less as you like of Valhalla Blizzard, but don't worry, just apply how much you want. Just making sure I get some of the good stuff, so it's kind of hard to scoop out. What we're going to do, we're going to apply this in patches. So what we're going to do, take a little bit right here. It depends on the size of the base. We're going to have some patch, a patch over here, a patch over here. Just a second. It's a little hard to scoop out a little bit. There we go. Sorry about that. It took for a little bit. And we're gonna pat down a little, and we're gonna pat down. You can, again, you can add as much or as less as you want. We're basically I'm gonna cut this one in half and just spread it somewhere else. So the goal of this is that if there's also too much texture paint, you can just cut it and then scoop it off. All right, and that's the texture paint applied. All right, and this is how you can paint ice bases for your miniatures. Now, as you can see, this of course, I use for ice, but you can also just use Valhalla Blizzard by itself if you want. But this is just another technique on how to make a more ice wasteland base. So, I really hope you enjoyed watching today's tutorial, and I really hope you enjoy painting your ice bases. Happy painting. Bye bye.